At ease, gentlemen. At ease. The ringing of the bell signifies the beginning of the 79th Tennessee American Legion Boys State Program. I want you to all please stand and rise as Mr. Law is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'll remain standing for just a second, and I'm going to ask, and I want to introduce to you Miss Jennifer Wilkerson. She is currently the Circuit Court Clerk-elect for Putnam County, Tennessee, and she is going to honor us by singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, man. Okay, you may be seated. Thank you, Miss Wilkerson. Amazing. Resolution 288, adopted at the 67th National Convention, calls for a designating a POW MIA empty chair at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POW and MIA still unaccounted for from World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Accordingly, at this time, the American Legion Adjutant General, Dean Tuttle, will place the POW MIA flag on the empty chair as a reminder for all of us to spare no efforts to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Commander Bobby Farrell took the helm of the American Legion as Department Commander for the 2017-2018 year. He is a member of Smyrna Post 288. He served his country in the United States Marine Corps. Commander Farrell was selected as Legionnaire of the Year in both 2012 and 2013, respectively. He is a graduate of the National American Legion College. He and his wife, Amy, live in Bradyville, Tennessee. He is an entrepreneur and manages his own business there. Commander Farrell is motivated and dedicated to the American Legion and its 4 pillars, which are Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation, National Security, Americanism, and Children and Youth. He has fulfilled several positions within the department at the post, district, and department levels. Please join me in welcoming our speaker tonight, Commander Farrell.
Hi, my name is Bobby Farrell. I'm a United States Marine. I earned that title in 1982. I graduated from Oakland High School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 2 weeks after I graduated, I was going through the gates at Parris Island. There was 76 in my platoon. 11 weeks later, there was 23 of us left. I earned that title, and that title will go with me to the day I die. Just like y'all, Boy Staters. Y'all will earn that title. Y'all graduate Saturday. That's something nobody can take from you. It's with you from here now on. Now, I got to Parris Island, South Carolina, just like y'all. We went in on a bus. We got off this bus, and whenever we did, we met receiving sergeants. They weren't drill instructors, they were receiving sergeants. These receiving sergeants took us through receiving. 2 days later, we picked up our drill instructors, just like y'all. Y'all have senior counselors. We had a senior drill instructor. Well, that senior drill instructor had drill instructors under them, just like y'all, junior counselors. That senior here is your mom and daddy for a week. Those juniors are the ones that's going to drill you and do all the work. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you do this, remember, you set your own destiny. There's nothing that you cannot accomplish. In 2009, I signed up for the American Legion. It was October. I went to my first Legion meeting, February the 10th of 2010. I went to my post meeting. Guess what? They was up there, they was running a meeting. I'm like, I ain't got a clue what y'all doing. I'm like, what are y'all doing? So, within 10 months, not knowing how the meeting run, not knowing the first thing about the American Legion, not knowing nothing about the programs of the American Legion, I was post commander. Well, being a post commander, you have to learn what you're supposed to do. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If you're going to accomplish anything in this world, knowledge is power. If you don't know your job, guess what? You're going to be left behind. It's just that simple. Where you go to college or where you go to the school of hard knocks, it's just that simple. Now, I was post commander. They had a training exercise. Post 17 in Gallatin. I go over there. Our department adjutant was the department commander at the time. So my wife went with me, and I told her, I said, let's sit back here in the back. Because everybody was sitting out there, and I said, we'll just sit back out here in the back, you know, not knowing anybody that much and all this. Little do we know the wall behind us was going to be the projector screen. And I'm like, oh, my God. So, there you go. Past Department Commander Gary Drennan, we all call him Rooster. He got up there and he spoke on Boys State. Well, when he got up and spoke on Boys State, he said, who in here has not been to Boys State graduation? I thought, well, I'll just raise my hand. His reply, "Shame on you." And I'm like, my God, man, I don't even got a clue what Bowie State is. So, when I was in high school, needless to say, I didn't run with the crowd that went to Bowie State. I done my thing. I was a farm boy, raised on a farm. I was in agriculture. I didn't hang around in the main building. We hung around in the vocational building. So I didn't have a clue about Bowie State until I joined the American Legion. One thing that I want you to remember, you set your own destination. You set your own destination as you go through this world. I'm post commander in Woodbury, post 279. Dean Tuttle, he is the incoming adjutant. Our department commander at that time was Mike Hammer. They come. Man, I'm just nervous as a jack. I got the department commander there, and I got the adjutant, and I'm like, oh, man. And I'm just sweating. So we get up and we run the post meeting like we're supposed to. But before the post meeting started, I went up and talked to the adjutant and the department commander. The adjutant says, "Where do you see yourself going in the American Legion?" I pointed at Mike Hammer. I said, "I want his job." Little did I know what his job entailed. I was elected last June as the department commander for the state of Tennessee. I have worked, I have studied, I have done everything humanly possible to learn the American Legion. No matter what your job is, learn it efficiency, and remember, never, ever give up on what your dreams are. No matter how beat down you are, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go for it. Because if you don't, ain't nobody else going to stand there and pick you up and dust you off. Now, we seen a lot of mamas and daddies drop y'all off today. We was here whenever y'all come in for registration. A lot of mamas didn't want to leave. A lot of mamas like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We had one mama ask us, says, "Now, if he needs snacks, what can we do?" I said, "We will furnish him 3 meals a day." I don't know where you're going to get snacks or not. It's just that simple. It's kind of like going to boot camp. Went to Paris Island, there weren't no snacks. You got whatever's in the chow hall, and you made the best of it. Boy, I went to boot camp, man, I couldn't eat a piece of meat unless it was just fried hard as a rock. They go in there on that grill, they start laying out them hamburger patties. They get to the end of it, they come back and they salt them. Then they start flipping them. And when they got to the end, they started putting them on your tray. It didn't matter if they was done or not. You eat it because that's what was put before you. Now, y'all have to do hospital corners. We understand that too. I'm fixing to turn 55-year-old. Whenever I help my wife make bed at the house, I do hospital corners. She don't like that. That's the way I was trained. That's something that will be with you till the day you die. You will learn them hospital corners. What I'm trying to get across is everything that you accomplish here this week, remember, take back with you. This is a life experience. Thank y'all.
And at this time, I'm going to ask Vice Chairman Judge John Maddox to lay the wreath at the foot of the flag. This is done in honor of the sacrifice of all those individuals that gave their life in defense of liberty. Judge, please stand. Thank you, Judge. You may be seated. This time I'm going to ask Mr. Tony Marable to come up and close us out the memorial service with prayer. Mr. Marable.
Let us pray. Yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in heaven and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord. And you are exalted as head over all. Riches and honor come from you. You reign over all, and in your hand is power and might, and in your hand it is to make great and to give strength to all. Now, therefore, our God, we thank you and praise your glorious name, and may the 2018 Boys State delegates and staff be blessed with health, supernatural strength, and wisdom this week and from this day forward. Amen.
This is going to conclude our memorial service, and we're going to move into the orientation portion of it. So at this time, I'm going to excuse the participants of the memorial service. I do want to say a thank you to Ms. Jennifer Wilkerson for singing the national anthem for us, and as well as Commander Farrell for his speech. So let's give them another round of applause as they exit. All right, and I'll ask the others if they'll make their way up. That'll be the memorial or the orientation ceremony, and we'll get started with that in just a second. While they're making their way up here, I want to introduce myself. My name is Gary McKenzie, and I'm currently the chair of the Boys State program. This is my 4th year as chair, and I've enjoyed each one of those years. I'm also a criminal court judge here in Putnam County. I began my career as a prosecutor with the district attorney's office and served about 14, close to 15 years, and then at that point was elected in 2014 as the criminal court judge. And so it's going to be my pleasure meeting everybody and working with you throughout this week. On behalf of the American Legion, I want to welcome you here to the Boys State program. Some facts that you need to understand and know about the American Legion is that the American Legion was founded and chartered by Congress in 1919. It has 5 million members, over 32,000 members in Tennessee with 191 local posts. It's dedicated to improving local communities and in assisting veterans and their families. Nationally, it supports 1,700 Boy Scout units that involve over 64,000 youth. It sponsors the American Legion Oratorical Contest, where contestants speak about the U.S. Constitution. It sponsors the American Legion baseball program, from which 60% of professional baseball players are graduates. The American Legion also sponsors the Boys Nation program, which 2 of you will be selected to go to towards the end of the week, as well as 49 additional Boys State programs across the state. But you are special here today because you are at the #1 ranked Boys State program in the nation. It is an honor to sit where you are sitting, and I hope that you understand that, and I'm sure by the end of the week you certainly will. Now, my job is to gather up speakers that you're going to hear from throughout the week, and we've got a very, very good group of speakers that you will hear from this week. You're going to hear from Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally. He'll be here on this stage to give you words of wisdom. He was here last year and signed the actual budget for the state of Tennessee in front of all of the Boys Nation delegates, so we look forward to seeing him. You're also going to hear at the inaugural ceremony from Senator Lamar Alexander. Senator Lamar Alexander sat in the very seat that you sit now. He was a Boys State delegate and became the Boys State governor. You will hear from him, and we look forward to seeing him. You're also going to hear from the Tennessee Supreme Court. You're actually going to sit in this room and see 2 cases argued in front of the highest court in the state of Tennessee, cases with real consequences. And you will be able to see how that is conducted, as well as you'll be schooled before that by many local attorneys. You're going to hear from Major General Max Haston. He is the Adjutant General of the Tennessee National Guard and in charge of the Tennessee Army National Guard. Now, there's several other people who will be here as the week goes out that you're going to hear from. You'll hear from Judge John Maddox, who you've already been introduced to. He was former Boys State Chair, currently the Vice Chair. He'll be speaking for you. Senator Paul Bailey is our local senator, and he will be here and other state representatives will be joining him. Local city and county government leaders are going to come in to give you an idea of what local government is like and the decisions and the challenges they face. And then you'll hear from 20 different judges and local attorneys. Once again, as I said, they will teach you in classroom settings to get you ready for what you're going to hear whenever you see the Supreme Court this week. Some of you will have the chance to participate in the Boys State Band. It is a very proud tradition that we have, and it is amazing how far the band comes in a week's time. So I would ask you, if you are interested in this, please, it's a proud tradition, so participate in that. Now, your parents are going to be able to watch watch all of the speakers are live streamed as we are right now, www.tnboysstate.org. Your parents can go to that website and can find all the speakers that I've just mentioned will be live streamed through that. You are here because somebody in your community, some person, individual, or group of people believed in your ability. They believed that you had the quality to make a leader. And I cannot think of a better time when statesmen are in somewhat short supply that the new generation rises up, and you are part of that. You need to understand that judges and senators and representatives and governors have sat in the seat that you sit in now. And you owe it to those individuals who put your name forward to come forward, to do the best that you can this week, to learn, listen, and leave here a better person. I want to ask you, or I want to challenge you rather, to participate. Get out of your comfort zone. Run for office. Participate in the band. Make friends. Some of the friends that you make this week will stay with you for the rest of your life. So push yourself this week. See what you can accomplish. Now, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Steve Law, and he is going to do a brief welcome on behalf of TTU, and as well as has some words on leadership. Mr. Law.
Well, I'd like to welcome you to Tennessee Tech University on the behalf of Dr. Phil Oldham, the president of the university. Let me have a show of hands of who plans on furthering their education after high school. All right, so just about everybody, go ahead and put them down. Just about everybody here. Tennessee Tech has graciously hosted this program for 54 years. That's a long time, and there's something to be said for that. The American Legion choosing this location to host American Legion Boys State. I really can't think of any other institution in the state of Tennessee that you can get an education in a small town environment where the city of Cookeville, Tennessee Tech University, and Putnam County work together to produce an environment conducive to a great educational experience up here at Tennessee Tech. It's really a unique situation. Like I said, it's a combination of the university personnel, Cookeville City personnel, and citizens of Putnam County working to make this a really great educational institution. I've been here for 12 years, 13 years actually. Originally didn't plan on staying here, but I fell in love with Tennessee Tech University in the Cookeville area, and I ended up staying here, and I do not regret that decision one bit. So as you go through the next couple years, making your decision to attend a university, whether it be in-state or out-of-state, I would suggest, highly encourage you visit Tennessee Tech University and see what they have to offer you, because I believe you would probably be surprised. And like I said, it's a small town environment, very, very conducive to a learning environment, and Tennessee Tech works well with the community. Second thing I'd like to talk about real quick is leadership. And I think it's important for me to put this out. It's a subject that I know a little bit about. I joined the Army in 1979, retired in 2005, and like a lot of veterans these days, I've seen the best of humanity and the worst of humanity, both. And I do truly mean that, as well as many veterans have seen that. But every year when I come to Boise State, I see the best. And it really touches my heart. I see the best in many, many different ways. The American resolve and willpower come from leadership. True leaders always have what we call the 3 R's: respect for self, respect for others, responsibility for their actions. And I know I talked a little bit about that at the formation, the responsibility for your actions. It's very important. But those are the 3 R's in my book of leadership. And the Boise State program stresses leadership and encourages you to seek leadership challenges. I know some of you don't want or desire to have these responsibilities, but go ahead and amaze yourself, step out of the box, and you might be surprised. You might be surprised. But one thing is guaranteed out of this. There are great leaders sitting in this room right now amongst these delegates. Some will seem to take those responsibilities with ease. Others will have to work hard, but the rewards will be like no other that you can imagine. There are not many things in life that can bestow the blessings that a good leader reaps by leading men and women with respect and sacrifice. So the last thing I will say is I challenge you, I put to you several things. Always be strong, but not rude. Be kind, but not weak. Be bold, but not a bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. Have humor, but not folly. Thank you very much.
At this time, I want to introduce to you Mr. George Halford. He is with the Chamber of Commerce here in Cookeville and wants to welcome you on behalf of Cookeville, Tennessee. I do want to say that I live here with my wife and 3 kids, and we have been extremely blessed here in Putnam County and Cookeville City. Some of you on your way in here may have noticed as you traveled our roads a lot of construction that was going on, and that is the unbelievable blessings of economic growth that we have had in this community. You'll see it on this campus, and you'll see it as you go throughout our town. And we have been blessed because we have strong people in positions of leadership that make this possible. And this man is one of those people. So it's my honor to introduce you to him tonight.
First, just want to welcome everybody. If you'll indulge me just a moment, my mind goes a lot of different places. I was thinking back, some of you may remember Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band years ago had a song, Like a Rock. It was a Chevrolet commercial. You probably may not even remember. I keep forgetting your age, Karen, a little. But I was, he was thinking 20 years, where did they go? And I was thinking as as I was looking out in this audience tonight, for me at 16 years, where did they go? Because 16 years ago, my wife and I were that couple that brought our son over here from, and I know there's somebody here from Rossview High School in Clarksville, Tennessee. Our son was a junior there, and we came over to Cookeville, Tennessee Tech. Little did I know that the following January, I would be named the president of the Cookeville-Putnam Chamber of Commerce, and I've been here every year for 15 years. This is a special event. You're special, and I'm just privileged and proud to be a part of this. It's 600 miles from Mountain City to Memphis. There are 3 grand divisions in the state of Tennessee, 3 states in Tennessee. Most people in East Tennessee most leaders in East Tennessee don't know people in West Tennessee. You have a unique opportunity this week to forge relationships that most people, quite frankly, can't do. You're going to meet, you're meeting already young leaders like yourselves from all over the state. In this room, there's a future governor or governors, there's future U.S. senators, there's future priests, heads of church, heads of government, heads of companies. So I would just encourage you to please take advantage of every opportunity. The world it's about relationships, and you're going to have a great opportunity this week to forge relationships that will last a lifetime. So God bless you, and let us know at the chamber if we can serve you. Thank you.
All right, at this time, I'm going to we'll give just a second to excuse some of those that are finished with the orientation part of the program, and I'm going to this time turn it over. I think Mr. Gray is going to do some discussing about the political races and things of that nature. And actually, before we get to that, let's go ahead and let me have the governor, Mr. Norris. Where's our governor at? Governor, come forward. Before we get into that, speaking of politics, we have the current governor that was elected last year. Governor Norris is a wonderful speaker and a wonderful person, and so he's got a few words to give you an idea of what you're expecting, and then I think it'd be appropriate time that we'll go ahead and swear you in as delegate. So I'm going to turn it over to the governor for a second.
All right, so today officially marks the start of your journey through Boys State. Throughout this week, you're going to create a lot of new friends and a lot of new memories that's going to change your life. You're going to remember everything that you do this week for the rest of your life. And the friends that you make, you're going to remember in college, after college, when you need a job. They're going to always remember you because y'all went to Boys State together. I still talk to the ones that I went through last year with. A couple of them still talk to me. Some of them still come see me. We don't even live in the same city. So make sure that while you're here, you try to create as many friends as possible because you never know who might be who one day. You might go big or they might go big, but y'all are going to always have each other. A year ago today, I was in y'all's shoes, and now I have the honor to initiate y'all as delegates. So please stand and raise your right hand. And repeat after me. As a delegate to American Legion Boys State, I promise to fulfill all my duties of my position, comply with all regulations of the program, conduct myself in any campaign in which I am involved, in a gentlemanly manner, uphold the constitutions of the United States and the state of Tennessee, treat with respect and dignity all past and present delegates to Boys State, and the certificate signifying completion of the Boys State program. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Governor. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm going to turn, there's a lot of construction going on, and so our motto this year is adapt and overcome, and that's what we're going to do. And so we ask for everybody's patience as we do certain things. And so schedule's a little off right now, but one thing I want to do before I turn it over to Mr. Gray is if all of the counselors, the senior counselors and junior counselors would stand up, please. All of these individuals, I want you to, hold on, we'll do that in just a second, okay? I want you to understand something. These men are leaders, and they are here to do what's best for you. And so listen to them. Pay attention to what they say. And if you will follow their advice, you're going to get through this week just fine. So let's give a round of applause for all of our counselors. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gray, and we're going to talk a little bit about politics.
Delegates, please remove your blue books. I want you to look at this. Bring it out right now. We're going to be looking this over. The official start of all campaigning for the Tennessee American Legion Boy State program commences now. First of all, you are in the 51st state, a fictitious state in which you're going to learn how to run local, county, state government. Every one of you will be elected, appointed, or given some position within the state. Starting with, first of all, you've been assigned a political party. You're either a Johnsonian or a Jacksonian. All right? I want all the Johnsonians to please stand. If you have a white stripe below your name tag, you are a Johnsonian. Johnsonians, be seated. Jacksonians, please rise. Jacksonians, you may be seated. There are currently 507 delegates to American Legion Boy State for 2018. One of the parties, either the Jacksonian or the Johnsonian, is the majority or the minority party. Party unity is key in all the elections. Please turn to in your blue book to page 25. No, not yet. These are the offices to be filled by election or appointment. We're going to talk about how each of these elections will occur and when will they occur. We will start electing city officials Monday night. We will have a governor by Wednesday. It is imperative that you get involved in the electoral process as quickly as possible. This program will start and be over before you know it. So it's extremely important that you realize that the voting will occur very quickly and your campaigning has to be done very efficiently, and so that you can gain the type of office that you would like to have. We'll also be doing competitions in oratorical, in a talent show. The campaigning, the campaign guidelines are on page 24. The bottom, campaigning is not permitted until now. Campaigning supplies can be purchased at the bookstore. You can read those. You will also be competing in athletic competitions. Turn to page 21 in your blue book. Everything from frisbee to tug of war. Now, there are a total of 249 points that are obtainable in the Best City competition. On the inauguration on this coming Saturday, the #1 city will be designated with a guidon. Well, in their guidon will have a streamer that will be permanently attached to the guidon so that all future Boys States will know that that particular city won the city competition for that year. Some of you already have guidons, you can see here, from previous Boys States. Typically somewhere in the neighborhood of between 45 and 60 points is very competitive to win the American Legion Boys State program out of 249 total points. Remember, there are 12 cities. Okay? You'll also, 2 of you, as was said earlier, will be chosen to attend American Legion Boys Nation. This is the highest honor that anyone can receive, to be able to go to Washington and do this program on a national level. Only 2 delegates from every Boys State in the country are selected to this. So you'll need to meet with your senior counselor, and they will nominate 1 person from each city, and from those 12, 2 will be chosen. You all know that you're a member of a city. Did you also know you're a member of a county? There are 3 cities in each county. So there will be city elections and county elections that will be held very quickly. Again, there's the city point competition scale on page 21. All right, again, the campaign guidelines, bottom of page 24. All right, here are the city offices. On page 24, election rules and information, every Jacksonian, every Johnsonian that wants to run for a city office, and you see those city offices on page 25, there will be a party caucus tomorrow morning. You'll have a Jacksonian candidates run for city office and Johnsonian candidates for city offices. Read the last sentence on page 24 where it says, citizens may not run for both a city and a county office since the elections are held simultaneously. If you get on the city ballot first thing tomorrow morning, you will not be on the county ballot. Those caucuses will be held later tomorrow. So remember, if you run for a city office, you cannot run for a county office. Is everyone clear on that? Good. Again, the county offices are listed there on page 25 as well. Now, state offices, a little bit different format in getting on the state ballot. You have to turn in signatures from delegates within your party to run as a party nominee for a state office. I would recommend that you get more than 25 names on your petition. Petitions will be available starting tomorrow in headquarters. Everybody knows where headquarters is, okay? So if you pick up a petition, you need to get somewhere between 28 and 30 names to make absolutely certain that you do not have someone else from another party signing your petition. We will disqualify a delegate who does not have the proper number of petitions to run for a state office. Gives the information on the election rules and information on page 24. Now, I want you to read this very carefully as well. Once state senators and state representatives are elected, they are not eligible for any other elected office by appointment by the governor or the General Assembly. The senators and the representatives make up the legislature, which will pass legislation that can affect this Boys State and future Boys States. So do not understand, don't take that office lightly. Being a state rep or a state senator is an extremely important office here at Tennessee American Legion Boys State. The state representatives are elected by city. The state senators are elected by county. Is everyone clear on that? But once you if you win that election, you're done. You have won and you're done in those 2 areas. And also, the mayor of each city, once you have won that office, you cannot move on to any other office in the state or any other governmental area. Is everyone clear on that? All right? Go ahead. Okay, again, those are the city offices. Again, final elected office for the mayor, whoever wins that. Go ahead. The mayor and the alderman. There will be 4 aldermen per city. The mayor and the alderman will select all of those offices within the city, and each one of those people that are selected will choose their own assistant. Okay? Go ahead. The voters elect all of these positions within the county. Remember, you cannot be on a city and a county ballot. The final elected office in that would be a state senator. Okay? The sheriff will appoint 4 deputies, and the chancery judge will appoint a clerk and a master. Go ahead. Now, in the state government, these are the positions that will be selected in a statewide ballot, first in primaries. So the Jacksonians will set up their own nominees, and the Johnsonians will set up their own nominees, and they will run off in a general election, and this will occur on Wednesday. So you've got the governor, the state Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, and the Court of Criminal Appeals. Now the legislature, the state senators and the state representatives, they will select 3 delegates to be Secretary of State, State Treasurer, or Comptroller of the Treasury. Those offices will be selected from the overall state, but again, you cannot be a state representative or a state representative, you can't be a state representative or state senator to become one of those positions. The governor will also appoint all of these positions. This is the governor's cabinet. You can see all of them there. Again, these positions are all listed on page 25. Go ahead. This continues. Okay. And that, gentlemen, is the way that we run the elections. And again, these elections will occur tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Are there any questions that anyone would like to ask me at this point about election procedures? Stand up. No, you can only find this in your book. It's all in your book. It's all in the blue book. In fact, the test, you didn't mention about the test. Did you look on the point competition? Back on page 21. You will be tested over a lot of the information that you're going to be given this week from presenters and some other information that will be handed out to you during the week. We will be very, very closely monitoring the tests that we're going to be giving you toward the end of the week, and that we want to make sure that all of you do your own work and make sure that you guys are listening very carefully. So it's very important that you pay very close attention to what's being said and the information that you'll have. So as you can see, the number one highest scoring average points, average score for that particular city will get 20 points toward the city competition. Second place 16, third place 12, fourth place 8, and fifth place 4. So you can get quite a few points in that one particular category. Also, as you can look down toward the parade, that's why you've been marching and getting used to moving from here to there. We are watching you constantly to see how well you are doing in your marching across campus. So be cognizant of the fact that your marching will be a part of what we use to determine the #1 best city in Boise State. Any other questions? Stand up. The party chair will be elected at the state party caucus. If you'll turn to page, let's look at this. The state party caucus will begin on Tuesday morning at 8:30. No, excuse me, that'll be elected before then, I'm sorry. 2:45 on Monday. Now, the rule is that if you are elected state party chairman, vice chairman, or secretary, you will be ineligible to run for governor. Okay? Everybody clear on that? We do not want a state party chair, nor vice chair, nor treasurer, or secretary, excuse me, to become, to go in for governor. Everybody clear on that? That's a new rule this year. Any other questions? I will be in headquarters. If you have any questions, you'll be able to pick up petitions there. Be glad to give you any information. Best of luck to you. Boys Staters. Boys Staters. Thank you.
Okay, that's going to conclude the orientation. I'm going to turn it over to our program director, Mr. Law, here, and he's going to take charge and take you from here.